This is totally ridiculous. I'm going to die. Cole followed his wife Emily and Cece into the DSMU dock. He hoped he wouldn't die. He didn't want to die. He had so much to live for: a beautiful and highly intelligent wife, his family, his xenolinguistic studies, and a vintage collection of Edgar Rice Burroughs books. Maybe it wasn't a life for everyone, but it was one he enjoyed, and he didn't like the idea of how dying would negatively impact his ability to enjoy that life. The rest of the crew, Matthew and Anna, were already in the dock and suited up in their Advanced Exploration Environmental Survival AXIS suits. The closed-in room was full of large, floor-to-ceiling, white and black dome structures set into concave platforms. Cole thought they looked like giant dinosaur eggs set into satellite dishes. The airlock shut and sealed behind them. From this point forward, there was only one way out of this room: exploding out of the spacecraft. Cole took a deep breath. He pulled on his Axis suit. The Axis suits were full-body suits with protective padding for the joints. They also came with a full filtration helmet and a small distiller tank. Each suit was highlighted in bright blue markings. Emily said, "Take it easy, baby. This will be just like the simulators." "I failed the simulators." "How do you fail the simulator?" Cece asked. "Isn't it autonomous? You press a button and then you sit back." Anna said, "Cole pressed the wrong button and ejected himself from the EDLS before we left the ship." "Oh, that's right." "Ignore them," Emily said. "You'll be fine." "Right. Except for the part where I'm about to be jettisoned out of a ship that is itself orbiting an alien planet at about, 6.5 kilometers per second? That's 390 kilometers per minute, which is roughly 23,000 kilometers an hour." 23,040 to be exact, Matthew added. 23,400, Emily corrected. "You and numbers," Cole said to Emily. "You and letters." Emily continued. "Taking into account the DSMU's burn rate, that means in the low gravity of the planet, the thrust-to-weight ratio is roughly 500 to 1. It is the safest landing possible. See, if you have a problem, you do the math, and the math will solve it." "Erratic winds, alien planet with an unstable atmosphere. My words trump your math." "I thought you were looking forward to this, hey?" Matthew said. "Exploration is the destiny of mankind, you said." "I am. I'm just not looking forward to being dropped into an alien planet's upper atmosphere." He rubbed his stomach. "Did you take the antacid?" Emily asked. Cole nodded. "But I'm not sure it was enough." "You're cute when you're nervous. Do you need help into the EDLS?" He shook his head. Emily kissed him tenderly. For a brief moment, he held her lips to his, like he could hold her safe and close to him, like he could hold their lives together. She pushed away and crossed the room to her entry, descent, and landing shell, EDLS, where she pulled herself into the polished metal structure. Like butterflies reverse engineering themselves into their cocoons, the astronauts pulled themselves into the domed EDL structures. "This way to the EDLS, sir," Jeeves said to Cole. Jeeves, Jevs, which was short for JPL EVA system, was the robot custodian of the anchor while the astronauts were away. "Thank you, Jeeves." Cole had a little more trouble than his compatriots with climbing backwards into the EDLS. Granted, he hadn't had half their training. "Here we sit like birds in the wilderness," CC sang. "Birds in the wilderness, birds in the wilderness. Here we sit like birds in the wilderness, waiting on Cole Thomas Musgrove."